Good evening. Welcome. It's Sunday night shine time in prime time. Happy to have you here with me. We got a good one lined up for you tonight. I think as good as a show can get in the month of June. I think June for the NFL is the driest month there is in terms of news. There's only a couple OTAs and they take a break. But we got the great Matt O'Leary coming on shortly. Also, we have the conclusion. Tonight is 3 weeks in. We will do the drawing in just a few minutes of the Santonio Holmes full-size helmet, the Wesley Walker and the Al Toon mini helmet, and the Wayne Corbett helmet. Now, if you want to get in, if you haven't, if you've been selling lemonade over the weekend and you've been saving your pennies, you have a few more minutes to get in the raffle. Now, tonight is Sunday, so any raffle entries are tripled. We'll start off there. And if you gift 5 memberships or a $20 super chat, you get to spin the great multiplier wheel where you can win up to 100 raffle entries, folks. So we will be taking entries for the wide receivers up until we announce it. So make sure you get in. You know the deal. You got to be in it to win it. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. I am your host, Nick. You are the fantastic chat. Let's kick this off. Turn the bass up if you're in your car and enjoy the soothing sounds of Blitz BK. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Hello? Oh, he is? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Kent's here.
Welcome, my friends. It's a shine time. Shine time. It's time to talk about the Jets. Don't you know it's shine time? Shine time. It's shine time. Time to be with my friends. Hey, have you seen my toe?
Hey, all you shiners, it's time for something cool. I'm here to do my part. I'll drop a stinky fart. No chicken soup for you. I'm gonna eat it up. And then I'll do a show and talk about the Green Hornet. I got a new laptop. You know it doesn't suck. I'll need to keep it down when I'm making too much noise. My mom will pull the plug and Dennis smack my ass, and that will surely blow. Hey, fuckers, it's time for the Nick Shine Show.
It's got me.
Gentry covered in bumble.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Sorry, Nick. I know you are busy at your family, but I still love you. I talk to my relatives too, so I love you very much. Anybody in your family, tell them I love you very much. I know you have a family too, but I love them too. Tell them that, okay? Love you, Nick Shine. You're my homeboy, okay, you little buddy? Here, take it. Bye, thanks.
Take care. Bye. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, the voicemails of Mikey Midnight. And before we even get going, we have 5 new voicemail videos. You know the deal. If you drop a super chat and pick a number 1 through 5, you will be the one to reveal them. Not gonna lie, they were revealed last night on Bobby's show. Bobby was not happy. So that means they're pretty good. When the big Bobino gets upset, you know it's a good voicemail. Sometimes things happen outside the Jets world that need our attention. The big fella captivated that perfectly in one sentence already. Fuck Boston. Yankees up 2-0. Now, big fella, I'd like to take it a little step further. Fuck Boston and their fans. Fuck Boston and anyone who likes Boston. Fuck everyone from Boston with that stupid accent. Dixon starting us off tonight with number 4, I'm scared. You guys say it like, I'm scared. Number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Mikey Midnight. Voicemail number 4. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to add it to the screen. I didn't upload it to StreamYard. I'm doing this a little differently here, folks. Number 4. Boop, boop.
I love you guys. I used to love them, and I don't know. You say you had a daughter, so I love her too, and I love your whole family. I love you. I saw I call you a lot of times, but I love you very much. Your whole family is the best. Just Mikey Woodruff. I love you, buddy. Hang in there, okay? Go Jets! Go Jets! That's saying I love you. Just Mike Woodruff. Just give me a call. I want to stay on the phone.
Ladies and gentlemen, voicemail number 4 from Mikey Midnight. Now, for those of you getting here later than others, we are moments away from raffling off the wide receiver helmets. Any super chats, $5 or more, your entries are triple tonight. If you gift 5 memberships or a $20 super chat, you go on the infamous multiplier wheel, where instead of 18 for 5 memberships, you can win up to 100. We are minutes away. We'll be joined by Matt O'Leary around 8:30. We'll discuss all the new things going on and a potential rumored trade that came out today. Cuca Lake Jet fan in the house. Yay! Raffle time! Yay! Raffle time! Crank anchors. Yay! I got mail! Member for the channel for 10 months. Cuca, thank you. You're a nice guy. Very nice guy. Moments, Carly. Moments. Mementos. Monuments. Ladies and gentlemen, my boy Matt is here. Matt, what's up, brother? Big Yankee fan. He's enjoying. He's multitasking. I know Matt doesn't miss Yankee games. That Boston rookie wants to talk some shit. If the Yankees were the last team to offer me a contract, I'd retire. Well, get your ass beaten up tonight and retire early, kid. Yes, that was his name, Special Ed. I couldn't think of his name, but yay, I got mail. He worked in the mailroom. Crank anchors was good. Before its time. There was who were the other good Jerky Boys? Jerky Boys would have the tapes. Put the poison and it bit me. Bit me in my eye. Yes, Jim Florentine. I love Rick Kent. Fucking knows everything. Rick Kent is Google without the internet connection. If Google ever goes down, you just call Rick Kent and ask questions. You're my homeboy, Rick Kent. Ladies and gentlemen, it's getting feisty up in here already. Party with Peg and Artie. I got a message earlier in the day that they were like, how long until the raffle? If super chats happen tonight, do they go towards this raffle? I knew they were up to something, and now the plans have been revealed. They want more chances tonight. They say, let's go Mets. I know they're better than the Yankees. Well, you know what? Damn you, Artie. Because now, you guys know I'm like Anchorman. If you put it in a super chat, I will read it. That's how it works. You put it on the teleprompter. The super chats are the teleprompter. Want me to say something goofy? Put it in the super chat. Or just ask me a question. I kind of talk goofy on my own. But with this super chat, you get to go on the wheel. I don't have dramatic music, but I do have a dramatic voice. Yay! We get to spin the wheel. Yay! Ladies and gentlemen, since you are the second super chat of the night, we will shuffle it twice. 1, 2, and we will spin away. How many do they get? Oh, we got a big number coming. We got a big number. Oh, it hit. Awesome. That's how you do it, folks. You get in it and you get our first $100. Jesus, I'm not paying you $100. I'll give you 100 raffle entries. I might have to play like a Lane video to do all the typing in the background. But congratulations to Peg and Artie, our very first 100 raffle winner. Congratulations, guys. Well deserved, well thought out. You planned that all day and it paid off. I'm happy for you. Nicely done. That's the power of the wheel, folks. Big fella says, I'm in a good mood. Give these raffle tickets to Carly. And I just got a text message from Charles Gorman and Lane, who put a group chat together and said, if Carly wins, can we please have her address so we can deliver it to the door together as a team naked? Guys, come on. Be respectful. Don't say things like that. But big fella, absolutely. You just gave six entries to Carly. Thank you, good sir. I appreciate you and good luck. Knob is on a mission to win a prize, ladies and gentlemen. Knob is on an absolute mission to win a prize here. He gifted 5 memberships. That went to Nick Bigelow, our buddy Georgie, John LG, Joe the Jet G, Gangrene Catskills, Rick Kent, member of the channel for 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. My homeboy. Yesterday, you stopped reading my super chat in the middle. The power went out. I'm sorry. That will never happen again. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. You're still my homeboy, my buddy, my pal. I don't know what happened to cause that. Please forgive me, Rick. I don't want you mad at me ever. But now it is time for Knob to spin the wheel. Knob, you gifted 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shuffles. And we're off. Oh, we got a big number. Yeah, I'm just going to, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to just. Guys, if you're not getting in with how hot this wheel is right now, you're missing out. The wheel is just on fire right now. Thank you, Knob. +9. Carly thinks that the wheel is some boy from Boston. In fuego. All right, I have to figure out a way to do all this typing and add all these names to the wheel. Here's what we'll do. We're going to delay it a few more minutes. People are donating. I want to give everyone a chance to get on the wheel. And then maybe we'll do the reveal of the wheel and the winners while Matt O'Leary is here with us. This way, while Matt's talking, I can multitask. Or we could do a video of Lane impersonations. You guys want to see Lane impersonations? It's never a bad time to play a Lane video. So, where are you? There's so many videos. I have to organize these better. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 19 seconds of one of our goats being amazing.
This is his Bobby in his orange chair. See, this is him. I like that. Come on. Look at my wife. No, I mean, I'm Neil. I saw that game and I was in my nuts. How could they not win? I'm upset right now, going bonkers with a cigar in my mouth. I was watching it and the record's like 10-3 now. You know? Let me just go step out the window right now. I'm Charles. With the hat on.
Oh, wow. That's fast. Yeah, you could do. All right, hold on. Let's do Alan. Do you want to do a impersonation of me?
Good evening. Before I start this show, these are the advertisements. Custom best bourbon that you could get for just 99 cents for the you get 50% off anytime you go to like Buffalo Wild like wings for any Jets game or Giants game. We're gonna go take some callers now. Bobby, are you there? I don't think he's there. I think he's in a dark spot.
Would you be able to do an impersonation of Jake?
You know how it counts down to the beginning of the show and go, good evening. I'll have shows on for 2 days. I had one this morning with Jeff Parsons. And the merch store, anything that you could get from the merch store is you get for any, like, if you become a member. The first call we go to is Bobby, midnight. Hi, Jake. Hi, Bobby. Oh, you look happy. Can we see your cat? Okay, I'll show you my cat. Oh, the kitty cat. I can do this all day.
Can you do an impersonation of Robert C?
Don't worry, but his hair's never clean. He looks like a guy from Monster Inc.
Are you going to race Charles at MetLife Stadium in the parking lot of 40-yard dash?
Do you know the national anthem?
Oh, say and make through by the light and so bright as the twilight's last evening.
Tremendous work.
Kiss cam! Ah, got him!
Motherfucker.
We don't know who the fuck you are, but let's go!
Motherfucker.
Second half starts in 2 minutes. 2 minutes until the second half.
Jets recovered a fumble!
Friend fucker. Sister fucker.
Smile!
What? Oh, hi.
Sex right here, Bobby Midnight, Bobby Midnight, Bobby Midnight. Let's go,
First half highlights.
Bobby!
Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
Have you ever seen the Jets score this many touchdowns in one half?
No.
How's Mr. Happy feeling?
Very happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wheel is updated. Thunderlips with a super chat. Don't know what the raffle is for, but let me hit that. And Nick, you look great, man. You know what? You put compliments about me into any comment, super chat or not, it is getting on air. Guaranteed. Uh-oh. I feel like the game took a turn. We will never win the playoffs with that asshole Rodon pitching. Uh-oh. Not a nice guy? What we got? 2-2. It's all right. Set the stage for Judge to do more. I would like the bases to get loaded for Judge. If we can get LeMahieu. Ooh, LeMahieu's up to 254. I don't remember the last time I saw a major league lineup without anybody in the hundreds. Usually every team has one guy in the hundreds. It's rare to see a team with multiple guys with their batting average in the 300. Carly, speaking truth, Nick looks very handsome. Hey, Siri, text Carly. Sup? Uh-oh. Jake. Going at the big fella. We have a fight in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Big fella against Jake. Jake against the big fella. Rodon going to make the All-Star game this season. He's been amazing. Big fella, we will never win in the playoffs with that asshole, Rodon, pitching. Big fella with a statement about what was my week like. Holy shit, it was right. We've, ladies and gentlemen, we have the beast here calming down things between big fella and Jake. He doesn't want any fighting between his friends. Ooh, wow. Wow. Words hurt, big fella. He's like Musina. We will never win with him in the rotation. Wow. Now Jake rebuttals. Musina is a Hall of Famer. We can only hope Rodon is anywhere near as good as him. Ball's in your court, big fella. Take out your sword. He's challenged you to a duel, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last comment you see from Nutty Squirrel. The next one, he will be Gonzo. If you're going to pretend to be somebody in the chat, pretend to be somebody entertaining. Thank you. Big fella strikes back. Jake Asman, how many World Series did Musina win? Hey? Bobby's Fuzzy Nuts. I miss Nick's Grizzly Adams beard. Thank you, Oscar. Trevor, Pat McAfee's t-shirt, whoever you are. Just glad that you subscribe to the channel with all these accounts. Ladies and gentlemen, we were a couple subscribers away from 1,500 tonight. It would be great to hit 1,500 during the show with all of you super awesome people. Thunderlips, speaking Chinese. Does anyone give a shit about the Niba finals? I can never watch baseball or Niba if my team is not in it. I don't even know what that is. Jake rebuttals big fella. Fight! Yeah, and how good was Musina in the playoffs with the Yankees? Not his fault. How many rings did Don Mattingly win? Come on. It's like, come on. Big fella replies. Storm rocks. Salute. Sarah comes in out of nowhere. Good day, everyone. Jets Worldwide comes in. Nick, are you aware that Justin Fields can bench you 10 times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's like my foot. 10. I like this. Duels in the chat. We're getting feisty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I got everyone in. We are gonna spin the wheel right now. We are gonna shuffle this bad boy up. Now, don't forget, you have to be here to win. There's no guarantee of your prize. Let's go here. Better. There's no guarantee of your prize, ladies and gentlemen. First winner has choice. If you do not get to me by the end of the show, second winner has choice, and so on. For those of you wondering, what the fuck are they talking about? Here we go. Santonio Holmes, full-size replica bad boy. Al Toon and Wesley Walker on the same helmet. Wayne Corbett mini helmet, folks. We will lock any memberships in the next 20 seconds or super chats will go towards the next one. I will play this video. And we had a couple super chats, which means one thing. You didn't put a number with it. I will pick one for you. Mikey voicemail number 5.
Talk to you, buddy. My little buddy, yeah. Are you Nick Shine Show? I love Nick Shine. He is the awesomest guy. Go Nick Shine. Go Nick Shine. I love you, buddy.
Castor Troy. You've seen it was Booty Drizzle. Booty Drizzle. Sounds like a rapper from this new generation. Big fella with another update. 3-2 Yankees. LaFi. Fuck Boston. I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Good luck to all. Thank you for all your entries. You are all nice guys and gals. Just so you think there was no shenanigans when the wheel was off air. Bloop, bloop. One more shuffle. And we're off. The first winner with choice, I can't even see who it is because there's so many entries, is Peg. Ladies and gentlemen, now Peg and Artie, you come as a team. Artie, Peg was already in for entries, so I copied her and pasted her like 5-6 times to get what we needed. So obviously you guys are a team. I don't know which one of you won that, but you both get it. All right, we're going to do that. And obviously you guys are here right now. You have the choice. We will remove all of your entries because you can only win once. We will shuffle one more time, and we will spin for our second winner. And we have, looks like a long name. Nope. Pat Rich. Pat Rich. One entry for Pat. One entry. And he wins. That's the point. You got to be in it to win it. If anyone can get in touch with Pat Rich, let me know. I don't think that's Pat. No. I don't know how to get in touch with him. Our third winner, Snowball. Woo! Awesome. Congrats. So, Peg and Artie, you have the choice. Oh, what's that? Snowball's here?
I want to talk to you, buddy. My little buddy, yeah. Are you Nick Shine Show? I love Nick Shine. He is the awesomest guy. Go Nick Shine. Go Nick Shine. I love you, buddy.
Awesome. Congrats to everyone. Peg and Artie, DM me your address. And also let us know in the chat which prize you want so we know what is available. Your choices, once again, are Santonio Holmes full-size replica helmet, the Wesley Walker and Al Toon helmet together, and the Wayne Corbett mini helmet. If they haven't already, I didn't see it. I'm looking. Did they? Yes, folks. It would not be a wheel spin if there wasn't claims of being rigged. Yes. You know what, though? I do like it's 3 first-time winners. And it just shows Pat Rich had one entry and won. You just got to be in it, folks. Very important part of the process. All right, Peg and Artie are still deciding. I have not seen their entry yet. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the decision. It's not up yet, Beast. I'll be joined by Matt O'Leary in a few minutes. Sunday nights are a little different. What we do here is we do the opening. We have a guest on. We open it up to the members of the Discord. And then after that, we open it up to the public. So you're going to have to sit tight for a little bit. I know patience may not be your thing, Beast, but I have a shark, a whale, if you will, of a guest coming on right now, ladies and gentlemen. We've talked in the past. I've mentioned it. A Mount Rushmore of Jet content creators. This guy is one of those guys on that mountain. I bring in the great Matt O'Leary. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Nick. How's it going, man?
I'm well, man. How you been?
Been doing good. Doing good. Long time no talk. You're looking great, by the way. The weight loss has been awesome to see.
Thank you. Trying to get healthy, man.
Love it, man.
Trying to get healthy. How's everything with you? I know you got big plans going on.
Yeah, it's been a busy summer trying to do some stuff at the house, and then just final wedding planning stuff. You know, we're 6 months out, so it's inching closer.
Now, I'm not sure of the exact date. I believe it's November. Was the NFL schedule convenient for you? Did the NFL work around the O'Leary wedding and say, you know what, we're going to have a Jets away game this weekend?
Yeah, so the Jets play Baltimore at 1:00 the day after the wedding. So I was hoping for a 4:00 game. You know, give me a little extra recovery time.
What's that? I'm a Jet fan. I don't know what a 4:00 game is.
Exactly, but I was just like, it can't be the London game. I can't do 9:30 the day after the wedding. But yeah, I could totally 1:00 is fine. I'm being nitpicky, and it even worked out too because Taylor's bridal shower is the day or the week rather that the Jets play the Dolphins on Monday night.
Okay.
So it worked out because, you know, her thing's on Sunday. So I was sitting there going, shit, am I going to have to miss some football to go to this thing?
So the NFL, you got connections. The NFL knew what was going on.
Yeah.
The
So
O'Leary household.
It's coming up. It's coming up Matt O'Leary, it seems, right now.
Nice. It's the year of Matt. Peg and Artie say the Wesley Walker and Al Toon home. Absolutely. That's yours. DM me your address. And congratulations to both of you guys. And thank you for your entries. The next thing that we have going on is defensive linemen. So any entries going in for the defensive linemen, I haven't found anything yet. I'm working on it. I have the great Tom Ace working his eBay magic to find me a good prize or two. And we will put our two heads together. Not like that, Tom. Calm down. Hands back up, please. But we will work on something, and I will have an announcement at some point this week with what we've locked down. So thank you again to everyone. And if anyone can get in touch with Pat Rich, let him know. You are up next. Pat Snowball. If Pat does not come into the show by the end, you have the next choice. So, Matt. Bachelor party. What's going on?
That's coming up July. We're going up. Yeah, we're going upstate to Angry Orchard there in Walden, New York. Okay. So we're going to do a tour of the cidery, do some tastings. There's a distillery up the road too. So we'll check out, drink some nice whiskey and stuff. Just looking for, chill,
relaxing getaway.
Yeah, that's kind of more my vibe. I'm not really looking to go out and be like clubbing or anything like that. I just want a chill weekend with the boys.
Nice. Awesome. Well, good luck to you with everything, in the personal life this year.
Thank you.
Let's ask about something that needs a lot of luck. Let's talk about our Jets. How do you feel after the draft, after Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji have put their imprint on this team? I know a lot of fans were upset, hysterical even, when after Rodgers is gone, Adams is gone. Some didn't want a rookie head coach. Kind of give us a quick summary of where you were when it ended to where you are now with what you think about this team.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't surprised that they decided to move on from Aaron Rodgers and then move on from obviously Devontae Adams. At that point, would have been nice to keep Adams around, sure, but I don't necessarily blame him for not wanting to stick around without Rodgers there. And I think the pivot to Justin Fields is an interesting one because, the last few years in the league, we've seen guys who, people thought were done, whether it's Sam Darnold or Geno Smith or Baker Mayfield, kind of resorect their career. And
Justin Fields to that list this year.
Right. That would be fantastic. It would be honestly be a little ironic, right? Because they had a chance to draft him in 2021. They didn't. They took Zach Wilson instead. And then it's like, all right, let's take a flyer on this, a little bit of a journeyman. He's still young, but he's been on a couple teams now, and he becomes the answer. That's obviously the goal, but with how they structured his contract, I really like how, they could draft a quarterback in 2026 if that's how it ends up going. And, Fields would still likely be on the roster as either a backup or a bridge guy to start the year. And I'm totally good with that. It's a different approach than what they've taken the last few times. It felt like it was like Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, like save us. Like it's all you. Yeah. You have to job the whole thing, and at
no
least
depth, no mentor, nothing. Just go.
Right. And I'm hoping Justin Fields is the guy long term because that's just easiest. Then you don't have to use a first round pick and prey on a quarterback. But if not, well, then you have someone who at least is capable of starting games on your roster next year. You don't have to throw the kid in there right away.
Yeah. And something I've said, the worst case scenario for the Jets this year is if Fields isn't definitive on who he be. Like if Fields kind of looks like he's got the part as the year goes on, but it's not definitive. Like we need to know, holy shit, he figured it out, or all right, that didn't work. Like I do not want on the fence. I don't want Glenn saying he's getting there, Muji saying no. Like I don't want the organization split. That's the worst thing for us as fans. Like it's got to be, holy shit, Justin Fields is the franchise quarterback. They figured it out. Everyone's on board. Even the blind can see that he's the guy. Or that's it. If we win 6-7 games, we got to trade up. We got to go in and we got to get a quarterback next year. Like it can't be on the fence. And that sounds like such a Jet thing, right, Matt?
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like I could totally see them. I don't know, maybe they go 8-9 and like they finish the year strong. And it's like, oh, he showed a lot during the last 4 games, and maybe they rattle off 4 wins in a row and they get to 8-9. If that's the case, I'd rather just pull the plug. If there's like any gray area, just pull the plug. It's either definitive or it's not, in my eyes, which it comes across as a little bit harsh, but that's what it's got to be, I think, unfortunately.
100%. And, I was, we're Jets fans, but sometimes we think of doomsday scenarios. And I thought like the worst thing for the Jets this year would be slow start, maybe mid to late October. He gets dinged up, misses like 3-4 games, comes back. The schedule lightens up a little bit later in the year, in December on. And all of a sudden we win like 5 out of 6 at the end, and we make that late playoff push. But he's not playing the greatest, and some people would be like, "Oh, we got it figured out. He's winning now." That to me is like the worst case scenario. It's got to be 100 or 0. If we're 40 to 60 on the fence with him, it's not good. Something I wanted to bring up with you. I know we talked earlier. You did a great video on this today. A proposed trade on Bleacher Report. And you covered this, and everything that I was thinking while watching the video, you said word for word. So I leave it to you. Go ahead, recap your thoughts on this for those that may have missed it. Shame on you. And Matt, tell us what you think about this.
Yeah, so I obviously a little bit of a quieter time right now, but I did see this, trade proposal tossed out there of, Terry McLaurin, Austin Eckler, and a 5th round pick getting traded to the Jets for a 2nd round pick in Breece Hall. And like I said in the video, it's not about like that I wouldn't want Terry McLaurin on the Jets. I think he's a great receiver, and the Jets wide receiver room outside of Garrett Wilson, there's a lot of question marks. But to me, where it gets complicated is, one, he's 30 years old and needs a new contract and is going to get paid, a good chunk of money at $25-30 million a year. You're looking to extend Garrett Wilson, which I'm all on board for. I think is something that they should do. I don't know if you can pay two wide receivers close to $30 million, let's say, and build your roster that way. And then on top of it, too, I know there's some people who are on the trade Brees Hall train, but for me, if you're trading Brees Hall and bringing in Austin Eckler, like this isn't Austin Eckler from 2019. He's 30 years old. He's had 2 years where it seems like he's slowing down. And I just wouldn't trust the Jets running back room of Eckler, Allen, and Isaiah Davis, let's say, to carry the workload. Because in my opinion, this is going to be a team that's likely to finish top 5 in rushing attempts this year, just stylistically with the quarterback that they have and the roster they have. I don't know if I would trust that group. So I'm not in on this. Again, Terry McLaurin, awesome player. I get why that would excite people, but when you think about having to pay up the money to him, pay Garrett, and now you don't have Brees Hall, I think and a second round pick too, I think it complicates it.
Yeah. Normally, if you're giving up, if you're going to have to sign a guy, it kind of lessens the draft pick that you're going to have to give up, right? Because usually you give up the compensation, high compensation for a low contract, or you give a lower draft pick because you're going to have to give big compensation for a guy. I like the ideology of trading Brees. I don't think we're going to sign him long term. I think they use him like a workhorse and run him till the wheels fall off this year. And if the wheels fall off for the Jets early, you could see him moved in season, I think. But I can't do this. Like you said, you're bringing in Terry McLaurin, who's established. He's already had an extension. There's going to be tension there. One of my favorite names on YouTube, Bledsoe's Internal Bleeding, commented on your video. And I saw his comment, and he hit the nail on the head that as a Jet fan, I got PTSD from Hassan Reddick having to trade and work out an extension. So I don't see the Jets doing anything like this. Now, trading Brees Hall for a draft pick in 2026, get some more ammunition in case we win more games than we should. I could see that. I'm not for it, but I could see it. But with this trade, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't either. And I kind of liked what you brought up there with Brees on saying, like, if they start slow, let's say they're 2-6, and then they decide to trade Brees Hall midseason because they don't want to bring him back.
Yeah,
I could get on board with that, right? Because it's already a lost season. You play the younger guys and just see what it is down the stretch, right?
You elevate Donovan Edwards and you go with the 3 backs and you see what's what.
Exactly. And you figure out, okay, who's our next guy? And we'll pair him with somebody else, whether it's in the draft or, whatever. Honestly, for me, I'm not saying give Brees Hall a long-term extension. I don't think they do that. But how I would like the Jets to utilize Brees is kind of like you said, run him into the ground, run him a lot this year. Yeah. And if it works and he plays well, franchise tag him. The franchise tag for running backs is really affordable. We see a lot of teams do that. Josh Jacobs is a recent example. There's a few that have played on the franchise tag. And then, unfortunately, with the running back spot, usually when they start to hit like 26, 27 years old, they begin to slow down. So you have him for the prime of his, his first, let's say, 5 years in the league, and then you let someone else pay him the big money at that point. So that's kind of what I'm hoping happens, because that means that Brees has a big year this year. And I like Brees. And I think if he has a big year, that means the Jets will, have some success on offense. And then, like I said, maybe you look at franchise tagging him for another year and you take it from there.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Sunday Shine Time in prime time with our guest, Matt O'Leary. Make sure you hit the like button. If you have any questions, comments for Matt, myself, Super Chat, we'll get it on screen, guaranteed. I know there's a lot of activity in the chat right now. It's hard for me to keep up with everything. So that's a great way to cut the line, get it on there. Let me ask you something. Jermaine Johnson. You think he starts the season off? You think they pup him, for 6 weeks? Like, how do you see? Everything looks like he's ahead of schedule so far. And, he had, not that it's a luxury, but he didn't have that injury in December. He had it in week 2, a game that we watched together down in Keensburg. Give me your thoughts on Jermaine. What do you see? What do you hear? What are you predicting? What do you envision for him? Because our DN depth is not very good. I know we're going to blitz more. We're probably going to see more from Quincy and maybe Sherwood coming, but in terms of DN depth, I'm not very excited. So I think Jermaine is one of the biggest question marks I have for this team. Where do you stand with him?
So would expect him to be ready for the start of the year, but I don't know if we're going to see prime Jermaine Johnson out of the gate. I think that's probably an unfair expectation for a guy coming off that kind of injury.
Yeah.
But you bring up a good point. The depth behind the top two guys in Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson honestly isn't very good. There's a lot of question marks there. Like, is Michael
Gregor, Watts, and
Yeah.
the veteran that we brought in this year? I don't even know his name yet. He had a sack in the OTA.
Oh yeah, Rashad Weaver.
Yeah, that's not scaring anybody, right?
No, exactly. So, after the June 1st kicked in and you get the money from Aaron Rodgers and CJ Mosley, they got a pretty nice bump up in cap space. A position that I wouldn't mind them adding at is edge, honestly. I'm not saying you spend a ton of money, but a 1 year, $5 to $7 million deal for someone who could, be your edge 3, or maybe at the beginning of the year, you bring Jermaine on slowly, and this guy's kind of your de facto starter for the first few weeks of the year.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense, honestly, because you run into some real issues if they're betting on Jermaine Johnson to be that dude right out of the gate. I think that's a tough ask.
It really is. And something, not just the pass rusher aspect of it, Jermaine's a great run defender. And if he's not at 100% and that motor's not going and he's not going the way we expect Jermaine to go, really puts us in a bind. So I would like to see a little bit of depth there, because God forbid something happens to 9 or 11. We're in deep shit. We are in deep shit, because Watts, McGregor, Weaver, I'm sure the scheme will free guys up, being a little bit more aggressive than we're used to seeing in the past. But that to me is, I was okay with not taking a defensive tackle, because I think that they're going to create pressure. They're going to run blitz more. They're going to do some things that we haven't seen. So I've kind of bought in mentally to the fact that the scheme may be a little more aggressive to clog up some holes against the run and help us there. But if you don't have depth at defensive end, guess what? Quinnen is the one paying the price, because now he's getting doubled all the time with no threats. So you got to have somebody, like you said, get a serviceable stout in the run, serviceable pass rusher, somebody that you have to pay attention to, but you might not fear, to help out Quinnen and others along the D line.
Yeah, and I think a good example of that is someone who hit the market because he was cut, Jadeveon Clowney. I know he's bounced around the league a ton. He's been on a bunch of different teams, but even, he's been in the league, 11 years? He's still good against the run. He's not far removed from a 9-sack season in Baltimore 2 years ago. I'm not saying he's going to give you double digits, but I don't know. Can he be an early down edge rusher and give you 5-7 sacks? I think that'd be huge for this team.
And part of the 3-man rotation with him, JJ, and Will, I'd like that a lot more. I mean, I know we can carry money over, but I don't want to be weak at edge. It's one of the places in the NFL where you cannot be weak. You have to be strong there. And, you do have to have a contingency plan, because right now the top 2 are good. If the top 2 are at their best, I think they're good. But you always have to rotate. You don't want to have a guy that, like a Michael Clemens, playing valuable minutes in a new scheme. You don't. And it's crazy that both of us didn't even mention him, because we don't even consider him a threat. And do you think he makes the team?
I hope not, just because last year he played over 50% of the snaps on this team, and that's not what he should be doing.
Yeah.
And it's not really even on him. It was more on the coaching staff for putting him in that spot at that point, or just keeping him around and giving him all those reps. Unfortunately, it just hasn't worked. So I would move on from him. But if they don't, well, that's the guy. That's the veteran that they have who would likely be getting those reps. And, we saw that last year. It didn't work. So I would just want to see them go a different direction. So I hope he's not making the team.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how Gibson and Clemens are still here. Like, those are two guys that are there, don't really do enough to be there. And I'm shocked they made the first wave of cuts. And we'll see. I mean, they're not Glenn and Muji's guys. They draft their guys. This rookie Barron that we drafted, that's their guy. So if it comes down to Barron or Clemens, they're going to take the younger guy with the higher upside that they can coach up. Clemens is who he is, right? He's not a smart, high IQ football player. He's out of position a ton. He bites on fakes. He fights. He jumps on piles. He does nothing good on the field worth being rosterable. Like, he's the type of guy you want to send a message to, like you did Morstead when he's on a football field with his kids practicing. You don't want to tell him in person we're cutting you, right? Because he does look like he's a lunatic. But you want to make sure he's on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
When you let him know that news and just say your code has been canceled to the building, we will FedEx you everything. Have a good day.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. One of our trolls, this is trolling me, but this is for you, Matt. I will let you read this. Enjoy, my friend.
Johnny Boy, my friend, says, how about those Mets, LGM? A nice sweep over Colorado. Not that Colorado's any good, obviously, but taking care of business. I'm going to the game on Thursday, so I'm pumped up. Yeah, they're playing great baseball right now. I love it.
We have a big outing. We got like a dozen of us going to July 6th, Yankees Mets, if you're interested. We got a good group of Jet fans going.
Awesome.
If you're able to make that, it's Sunday of 4th of July weekend. If you're interested, let me know. And I still haven't gotten a ticket, but we'll get tickets close to them if you want to go. We'll meet up out there.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely shoot you a message.
Should be a fun one.
Yeah, that should be a great series for sure.
That'll be fun, and that'll be potentially the series decider, right? That Sunday game, and it's a day game. It's not even they didn't even put that into Sunday night. That is a 1:00 game on a Sunday, maybe 1:35, I believe.
Okay.
Nate, 1:35 game, right? I think so. Nate was the one who wanted to put it together. There's 14 of us as of now, and I am not one of them. Oh, well,
okay.
I like waiting. I like waiting to get my tickets. I'm on vacation that week. Never know what's going to happen. I wanted to play it safe to the vest.
There you go.
All right. Justin Fields, Breece Hall. What my big take is, they both run for 1,000 this year. It's only 58 yards a game if you play 17. It's not a high bar to get, and I still can't believe we're waiting on Breece to do it. But I believe that this rushing attack, they're going to stick with it. They're going to be creative with it. They're going to use that to open up everything else, and it's going to be dominant. I really see us going from second to last in football in yards and last in attempts to flipping the script on that and being in the top 5-6 team. The offensive line has been a question for a very long time with this team. It looks like that question's finally been answered. Now the next question is, how are you going to dominate with this line? So, having that RPO, a play that I'm envisioning right now is Fields in shotgun with Allen on one side, Breece on the other. You motion Breece out wide, you do an RPO, you move him out of the pocket, create openings downfield. Give me your thoughts on the rushing attack and the turnaround that we're going to see as Jets fans this year watching this.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm really excited about. And you're right to bring up the offensive line, because that to me is going to be one of the bigger strengths on this team. I really liked what I saw from Olu last year as a rookie at left tackle. And now you add Armand Membu and you kind of bookend the tackles there. And you bring back the interior of the offensive line, which, I'm a Joe Tippmann fan. I thought he took a nice step forward in year 2. AVT stayed relatively healthy last year. I think he played 15 games, and John Simpson was a really nice find. So I think all of them are pretty athletic. I think they can move well in the run game. And when you have a dynamic rusher like Fields at the quarterback position, it's something that defenses have to honor. And, if used correctly, and a lot of this is going to fall on Tanner Engstrand and his play calling, I think the Jets could have a really dangerous offense. But the rushing attack, I think, is definitely going to be where we see the most improvement. They were essentially non-existent last year. They will be top 5 in rushing attempts. I believe they'll be in the top 5 of rushing yards also. I think Brees gets 1,000. Fields, I think it'd be close to 1,000. I'm thinking somewhere around 800, but we're nitpicking here. That's still a really good year of rushing for a quarterback. And I'm excited to see what they do with the 2 other young backs in Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen, right? Like to me, I think you look at Detroit and they had Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I'm looking to see, all right, who's going to be our version of David Montgomery here with the Jets?
I see that being Braylon Allen, right? Like I see Allen being your Montgomery, Brees being your Gibbs, who can do it all. And something I'm looking forward to in the passing attack is getting Brees the ball one-on-one in the open field, because Brees is really good at making the first tackler miss. So if you have Arian Smith, Garrett Wilson, Mason Taylor, guys who can get downfield quickly, then you just throw a swing pass to Brees on 3rd and 6 and let him make the first guy miss and pick up the yardage. I want to see a system that simplifies the game for Fields. We all know Fields has great arm strength, right? He can make all the big throws downfield. He can put the hang time on the ball. But put him in positions where it's an easy read. It's an easy concept to pick up. It's Brees to the flat. The linebacker goes out. You hit the guy up the seam real quick. If the linebacker drops, you throw it quick to the flat. Boom, get your yardage. Use the run game to set up the pass. Play actions, bootlegs, waggles, RPOs. Do all of these things, because something we didn't have the last 2 years or even longer is linebackers taking their false step, right? You go one way and they hit you back the other way. Now you're in chase mode instead of meeting them in the hole. So Engstrand and Turner really control the keys to unlocking Justin Fields. I think there's ability there. I've been saying time and time again, it's the best offensive line Fields has ever had. You have the best running back Fields has ever had. Cole Kmet, it's probably still his best tight end. Do you want to see what Cole Kmet's going to do with Mason Taylor, in my opinion? Go look at Cole Kmet in 22 and 23 and what he did. Fields went to him a lot, especially in the red zone. And then you can argue DJ Moore or Garrett Wilson is the best receiver. But there's potential here. And if you have better coaching than the Bears have had, and if you've had better offensive coaching than Arthur Smith in Pittsburgh last year, then you can really take this kid to the next level. And sometimes it just takes, Matt, the right coach with the right scheme, with the right way to teach it for a quarterback, for the light bulb to go off, right? We've seen so many quarterbacks here never even handed a light bulb or electrical wiring to have power turned on. Maybe it's time that we have that. What do you think about the scheme and how they're going to build this?
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point there with the coaching and how much that could be an impact on the quarterback. And obviously Fields hasn't had the best of coaches on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
I know some people are concerned about Tanner Engstrand because he hasn't called plays at the NFL level, but something that I do like that he did in Detroit, he was very involved in the installation process of the new plays or in the game plan each week. And Ben Johnson was coming up with a lot of the game plan, obviously as the offensive coordinator, but he was the one going to the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the running backs, and saying like, okay, this is what we're doing here. And he would have to explain it to them, and having that, to fall back on as a first-time offensive coordinator at the NFL level. I think if he takes those qualities and adds it to, whatever he learned from Ben Johnson or all of his other stops, I think there is a path to him being a very good offensive coordinator. We got to see it, obviously. And, a reclamation project at quarterback isn't always the easiest thing, but there's untapped potential, and you just got to hope that Engstrand's the guy to pull it out.
That's what she said. Now, I know you got to go at 9. Last question. In a perfect world, no injuries, how does this team do this year?
I think best case scenario is they are fighting for a wild card spot, maybe the 7th seed. Like if a 9 and 8 team gets in and they're the 7th seed. I'm predicting the Jets at 7 and 10. I'm going a little bit more on the conservative side. I'm thinking
that's fair.
Probably somewhere between 6 and 8 is where I think they'll be. But there's a path. Look, like you said, best case scenario. If everything breaks right, can they win 9 games? Yes, I think they could. Like you said, Fields is better. Brees goes for over 1,000. Garrett Wilson has 1,200 receiving yards. Mason Taylor's good right away. They
The
find some
offensive line stays healthy, right?
right.
JJ comes back from day one. Sauce
Exactly.
learns how to pick balls off. Like
Yeah. And
all of our
swing,
big questions that we've had.
right. And that swings 2 or 3 games in the positive favor. And now you're, 9-8 or 10-7, whatever it is. And that would be exciting, right? Just to end this playoff drought and you kind of take that sigh of relief and go, okay, like we have confidence in Aaron Glenn. Whatever they do with Justin Fields and the rest of the offense is fine, but that'd be a really nice statement in year 1 for this new regime.
It would. And my big thing is if you're looking at the opening schedule, the first 8 games, if you can be two game season, right? Like if you're looking at it this way, where you have Pitt, Buffalo, win 1. 2 trips to Florida back and forth, right? Like we get lucky with Miami being a Monday night game. Win one of those. Yep. Dallas at home and in Denver. Win one, or in London against Denver. Win one of them. Carolina at home, we should win. And then at Cincinnati. If you can have 3 or 4 wins at that bye, the opportunity presents itself for this team to change the culture and change the narrative with the fans. We don't win with extended time off, right? The only times we have that this year are the Miami game on Monday Night Football. You win that one, that'll help. But then you come out with 2 games in a couple days against Cleveland at home and then at New England. If you can win those 2 games, this fan base will be riled up. We will be excited because we know we got Baltimore next. And I don't think anyone, as optimistic as you can be, is putting a W next to that with WLs down the board, right? No. But then you Atlanta, Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans, New England. I mean, that's the opportunity where if the system clicks and you get that Aaron Glenn, Dan Campbell type of end of the season where now we know what we're doing, we're comfortable, we're steamrolling people, that's really going to be an exciting end of the year. Now, do we make the playoffs? I'm not sure if I want to go that far, but I think the opportunity's there to improve as the season goes on. And if you win the games you're supposed to, and then win 1 or 2 you're not supposed to, it could be a fun year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think just stay afloat until you get to that back half of the season, whether it's, 6-6, 6-7, and then just try to, rattle off a nice, 4-game win streak going into the last game against Buffalo. And you're in a scenario where, hey, maybe we are going to finish over 500 this year. And, that's something they haven't done in a decade. Like positive, tangible steps forward is what I'm looking to see this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I let you go, I know you guys have your Talking Jets party. You want to plug that?
Yes. So week 1, we are doing our outing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are also doing a live podcast the day before. We partnered with the Bezara Festival, so we're a part of that. Nice. So you can get tickets to both of those are on our website if you want to come and hang out with us on Saturday. And then we're going to the game and tailgating with Tailgate Joe beforehand on Sunday.
Nice. Awesome. Jake and I, we're doing an outing Carolina, October 19th. Nice. I'm putting you in pressure spot on the air here. Can we get a commitment from Matt O'Leary right now to join me and Jake Asman, who is here saying Matt O'Leary for life, October 19th?
Jake, love you, buddy. I will not give a commitment on the air right now. I don't love going
Politician O'Leary, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. This is an unpopular take. I prefer watching games from home. I don't really love going to the stadium. I go to 1, sometimes 2 a year. So if I'm feeling it this year, who knows? Maybe the Jets are playing good and I want to be in the elements. Then I'll hit you guys up and say, we got to get me in the building.
Perfect. And we'll have a good spot for you. Matt, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, man. And continued happiness and success in life this year with everything you have going on, my friend.
Thank you, Nick. Enjoy the rest of your show, man.
You too, man. Take care. Have a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Matt O'Leary, complete polar opposites of the bag of shit that is Nate in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for everyone who has to read his words, thoughts, and ideas. I apologize for that. I am not a nice guy. I am not a nice guy for having Nate in the chat and being dumb enough to give him a wrench and any sort of power. Please forgive me. You're still here, even though I've done these awful atrocities to humanity. But, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back in a moment A lot of fluid coming in your boy. Drinking Gatorade, you sons of bitches. We are going to play the Tom Ace version.
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles. This rap is so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Super a spider or even a bat. Got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. Lady's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
To all you other guys trying to rap on Jake's show, got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles. These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fountain. You know who won't? That hater, Alan. My comic book and movie takes are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. My YouTube is blowing up and becoming a star. Blew a load and Tom Ace inside of his car. I'm Charles.
Jets, Yankees, comics, hip-hop, nobody compares when it comes to him.
He's Charles. I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop bars. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Blows the culture show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles.
I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
He's Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 61 of you watching right now. We only have 47 likes. We are very, very well aware that Nate is one of the ones who have not liked the show ever. But if we get to 69 likes, we will drop the call-in link in the chat. For those members of the Discord, one of the perks you get are priority call-ins. Tonight is that night. The link is in the chat, in the lobby. Feel free to join. We did have this from Snowball before. I'll take the Holmes helmet if Pat Rich doesn't claim it. Otherwise, the Corbett helmet is awesome. Thanks, Nick. All right, I haven't seen Pat Rich yet in the chat. I've been 60% of the time keeping an eye on it. No, he did not say it in the song, Rick. He did not say that. You being a English lit genius should know that the comma after I don't like Zach Wilson, comma, or his family, they're Mormon, makes it two different statements, or whatever it says. I don't like Zach or his family, comma, they're Mormon. Doesn't mean because they're Mormon. Does not mean because they're Mormon. That comma breaks it up. It just states a fact. They're Mormon. It doesn't say I don't like them because they're Mormon. Ladies and gentlemen, Lane just did his own YouTube show in less than 10 words. The Jets have to move the football down the field. Rick, I disagree. I'm trying, Rick. We tried to make sure we walked the thin line there with that to make sure it didn't sound like that. Oh, down the fled. I'm sorry. See, Rick, that's why you're my English guy. You're my phone a friend. The Jets have to move the football down the fled. Down the fled. Yes, you can insinuate it, but it doesn't actually say it. We needed something that fucking rhymed with Gorman, guys. There's not much. If you guys want Lane to call in, hit the like button. We are at 50 likes. Lane, hit the like button. We'll take some calls. Congratulations again to Peg and Artie who chose the Altoon and Wesley Walker helmet. We are waiting to hear from Pat Rich. If Pat Rich arrives in the chat tonight, he is one of our winners. If not, Snowball will take the Santonio Holmes helmet. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. You guys are you're a bunch of typers. Bunch of typers. Okay, guys, now work it into a Jets themed rap or a Gorman themed rap. Go ahead. You all are freestyle savants in the chat, giving me one word that rhymes with it. Work it into that rap. It's literally 1 year later. This Saturday of Father's Day weekend coming up, we taped it. And now 1 year later, we're getting rewrite requests. You guys are crazy. Oh, JoJo Townsell. OKC ain't effing around tonight. Why? What happened? Are they up? I feel like it's not an NBA playoff game unless one team is up 20. What we got here? Okay. Oh, awesome. Nice. Yeah, Clancy, see, that would have been a lie. That first part's a lie. Charles Gorman is a lot of things, but he is not a liar. I do, however, like the much respect to George Foreman, who passed away. Not the other 5 George Foremans, his children who are still alive. Rick Kent, did he have 4 kids named George or 5? I know George Foreman named all of his children George. I forget if it was 4 or 5 of them. Oh, Rick dropping bars. I cook on a grill from a guy named Foreman. All right. Rick, if we were only closer friends 12 months ago, Rick, I could have had you in on the right. I'm sorry. Oh, 6. All right. I underestimated the power of George Foreman. Sharon can't wait to be a Walmart doorman. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The Discord members have had 0 interest in clicking in. They pay for the perk and they does not use it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. If you can hear the screeching right now, it is the show going off the tracks. It is a race. Who calls in first? How do you feel? Or the guy who just had a meal? He wins! Yeah! Nobody beats the lane train. Nobody comes quicker than him.
And he's eating pasta.
And you're eating pasta.
This pasta's good, actually. Okay, I'll tell you, okay?
What do you got? Let me see.
Oh, it's
Drop
mommy.
the phone.
Say
Don't
hi.
drop the phone in the pasta. Hi, Mrs. Lane Train. How are you?
Okay, so anyway, she said don't put the phone in the pasta.
Very good advice.
Anyway, I put a good song down in the chat.
What do you
Something
got?
funny, but you'll see it's a surprise. But the reason why I did want to call him was I'll talk about the Jets. Going into week 1, you have, well, I mean, you don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. That's you don't have him. You do have Aaron Glenn as the coach now.
We do
And
have
how do
Aaron
you
Glenn as the coach now.
so how do you feel about him? Do you think he'll do well?
I think so. I think he's built to coach in New York. I think there comes a certain you need a certain type of personality, a certain type of guy to succeed in
I'm
New York.
listening.
Aaron Glenn reminds me of Tom Coughlin. Tom Coughlin didn't take no bullshit from the media. Tom Coughlin didn't care what you thought about him, and that was perfect for New York. Now,
Yeah.
granted, you got to win to get away with that, right? Because if you're not winning, it won't work. But I think that he has a very unique way of being himself, and I'm rooting for that. You know, he's a former
Yeah.
Jet. You know, he's been a part of the Jet family for 31 years now, so I'm excited for him.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you got to think about like how their offense is going to be going into this year coming up. Can't
Absolutely.
believe it already.
Did you cut yourself shaving? Jay Quest is asking, or is that pasta?
No, it's just pasta. I
What type
found
of
this
pasta are you
new.
having?
I had some spaghetti, and I'm now done eating it.
Any meatballs with it? Any chicken with
No,
it?
you know what my parents did? They put cheese in the meatballs, and I tried cheese for the first time.
You
Some of the
tried cheese?
Parmigiano. It's
Wait,
from I think Trader Joe's.
wait. You tried cheese for the first time?
Yeah,
You've
a
never
little
eaten
bit of it.
cheese before today?
No, not since, but it was good. I don't know what I was missing.
Huh. Look at that. Look what I learned today. Lane tried cheese.
So, how was your day today? Good.
It's all right. I worked a little bit with some of the my second job that I do, and then I shot up to see my daughter's softball team, and yeah,
Let's see who else wants to come
relaxing
on.
Sunday. Oh
Let's
shit,
see.
Lane, is there anyone in particular you would like to talk to?
Yeah, let's see how. Let's see where Charles is. I think he's probably busy. He's probably eating some dinner right now. Oh, how about let's see where Addison is. Maybe. Let me see where he is. Yeah. Oh, I don't see him.
You don't see him?
Sometimes a lot of the people don't want to come on for some reason. Maybe they're busy or,
You know what, Lane, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You're a tough act to follow. Not many
Yeah.
people want to. You know, you're a heavy hitter, as they say in the business.
I had no idea that Ricky New York had a um his own show until now.
Yeah,
I gotta read this for a second.
go ahead, please.
Charmaze, does Lane know that Carly brought more bikinis and now has a whopping 37? What does that mean?
That's the amount that she owns.
That's good. I hope she enjoys them wherever she is. She probably retired from the show.
She did retire from the show. I just got a text from her earlier. She says, "I can't watch your show anymore. I don't like you, Nick." You believe that?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, where is Chiefs fan? Did he just decide not to do it anymore, or has he been
Uh,
banned?
Chiefs fan said some really awful stuff, and he would not be around anymore, at least on this channel.
I think they kicked him off.
No, he put on a suicide vest and he took himself out.
Oh,
Nobody did anything to him. He said some awful things that don't bear repeating.
yeah. That's called rated R. It is not permitted on this.
Former Bills and Jaguars receiver Gabe Davis is on his way to the Saints.
Really? Oh, I
How do you
didn't
feel
know
about that?
I didn't know until you told me that he was going to go to the Saints.
Well, how do you feel?
And
Let's get your thoughts live right now.
how do I feel about the season coming up for the Saints? This trade. I think it's going to be good. I mean, because honestly, the way that the Jets front office is looking like right now, it should be good. You gotta like see what happens going into the season also for the Giants.
Right.
And what else do I gotta talk about? Yeah, the whole season that's coming
How do
up.
you feel about the Mets?
Oh well, the Mets won again. They swept the Rockies. Like they were all getting hits in today's game actually.
All right. Who do you like? Do you watch the NBA at all?
Yeah, I heard that the Knicks fired the coach after they lost
Okay. Who do you like
the.
in the finals? Do you like the Thunder or the Pacers?
I think I'm gonna watch the Pacers in the finals. I think it starts Sunday.
It started. Tonight is game 2, my friend.
Yeah, game 2. I would have to watch that. Yeah, let me see what channel.
I think it's ABC, which would be Channel 7.
Was
You're
the
in New York.
Yankees game on channel 36 though? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
watching
What do
the
you
Yankees
have?
game
You
there.
have Optimum?
Optimum, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 36.
I'm watching the last innings of the Yankees game right now.
How late is it? 7:05.
Yeah,
Georgie is here asking a question. Lane, you want to read that?
yeah. Let me read his questions.
How long has he been a member?
How? Who won the raffle? Members? A member for 10 months.
Thank you.
For that long.
Georgie, Peg and Artie won. They
How many?
donated a $20 super chat in the beginning of the show, spun the wheel, and got our first 100 raffle entry.
I heard they won one Jets helmet.
They
Actually,
did win
but
one
they
Jets helmet.
drafted off.
They chose
Maybe one
the.
day I'll win something. If I'm lucky.
You know what, Lane?
Maybe I'll win a signed jersey.
The next time I gift, I will put your name on the wheel in place of it. All right. Since I don't put any on, but what I'll do is once an entry, I'll donate mine to somebody, and I'll donate my next one to you. Sound good?
Yeah. All right.
Nope.
Let me see what else.
Sharon, member for 5 months. Thank you, Sharon.
5
Go
months.
ahead, Lane. This one's up your alley.
All right, I'm gonna read it. LGM. How about the homegrown homers today? In baseball or what team? Yeah, I'm talking to her.
The Pacers.
Okay. Yeah. It's good. So you gotta realize that the Yankees game that I'm watching right now, and it's 7-5, and we'll see what happens.
Uh-oh. Does that mean something happened? Jaden's a Yankee fan. Does this mean something happened?
Yeah, he wrote something. I don't know what OMG means. Maybe oh my god, like the Yankees
I
are
think
not
it does
doing
mean
good.
that. Pretty good, Lane. Oh,
He's probably not happy.
did you have any
Let me see.
Italian bread with your pasta?
No, it's like fattening. It's not that like.
Clancy's
Okay.
lying to you. He said that LGM means "Let's Go Mets." It actually
Thank you.
stands for Lane Gets Mean. That's why everyone's saying it.
Wherever he is.
Yeah,
He's
it looks like
probably
Ken's
busy right
saying
now
Lane
for
Gets
baby.
Mean.
Oh, hi, Rick Kent.
Everyone's saying Lane Gets Mean.
LG.
Oh, Tom Ace with an interesting comment.
Oh my glory hole. Oh my.
Thoughts?
Whoever wants to click onto the link at 69 we have right now. Hi, this is Lane Kerner. And the Lane Kerner show is on. Okay. Good evening. Of the Discord, I got
There
some
you go.
tomato sauce
You
on.
got it. You got it.
And let's see. Yeah, before we start,
it will be a year since I have started calling into the show.
Happy
Which a lot
anniversary.
of people don't really know for the happy anniversary that I started. Yeah, I know. So, yeah. And a lot of times we just joke around on the show. This guy, as we all know, cuss and bourbon. So yeah, we know. And let's see what else we could talk about. Yeah, so the Aaron Rodgers, you're kidding me. Happy anniversary, Lane Clancy. Thank you. What else do we know about this channel? What in God's name is he talking about? Jay Quest is funny. Thank
Is
you.
he? He's never
Yeah.
made me laugh. You
Well,
make
now
me
he
laugh.
is.
So the only way Jay Quest is funny is if you read his comments, then I laugh.
Let's go to the next one. Sounds like from the movie. You know what that's from?
8 is enough. 8 is
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. Let me see. Lane. Can Lane do commercial for the next time zone? Maybe. Hi, okay, I'll do a commercial. Hi, I am doing Pepsi right now. If anybody likes Pepsi, they can put the link in. Do you like Pepsi? What? Whoa, watch your mouth. Some weird people in the world. Yeah, I know. Charles, really? You like what? Wow. You said the D word? Okay. Yes, Charles drinks diet.
Is
Okay, yeah.
diet the D word?
Charles drink diet. What's it say? Drink diet.
Oh,
If Pepsi, but more of a Coca. He likes Coca, actually. You know, if anyone likes Pepsi, can you put the link in? Yeah. Well, once we get up to six, I think we're at 69 now, so people can like call in.
we are only at 57. Very,
Yeah,
very.
we have 57. Hopefully, we'll get there tonight. Yeah. So before I go, yeah. So,
Lane, could
um,
you do me a favor?
yeah.
Could you ask Nate to be nicer in the chat to everybody? He seems to be
Nate,
running
please be
everyone away
nice
from
to
the show.
everybody. What is wrong with him?
I don't know. Please tell him how he can
He
be
used to
nicer.
be so honestly.
Yeah.
He used to be so nice. Now he's like, I don't know, maybe something's going through his head.
I don't
Because
know.
the only thing I
He's
hear is FFF.
no. Maybe you think he's hit too many bumps on the road on his bike and he's got like CTE from all the concussions?
Well, there is a lot of bumps in Manhattan.
There are.
LGM, what
On
is
the
wrong
road
with
too.
him? That's what I would like to know. I don't know. But, I mean, I'm telling Nate to be better.
I think you should take your advice.
Oop, there goes another one.
The only
Pardon.
bumps in Lane's apartment are the ones shooting out of his backside, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, pardon.
All right, Lane.
I'll do another one. Yeah?
Another one. Oh, they're coming out rapid fire now.
All right.
Wait, do you stand still, fart, and then walk away so you don't have to stand in it afterwards? Is that why you move around so much?
It smelled up a lot earlier.
You gotta be careful. That Italian sauce can do it to you. All right, my friend. Thank you for
All right.
calling in.
Thank you.
Have a good night, sir. You're the best.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Lane Train telling Nate he's got to be nicer. Gator, if you're watching, please can we clip that into a PSA? Sorry, Jay Quest. You had to take a couple strays in the midst of that call. I'm sorry. It's just to reroute and get him in a different direction. You know, I got nothing but love for you. I tell you what, Jay Quest is a great guy. One of my favorite, I think my favorite thing about Quest was watching him operate on December 1st in the parking lot and getting free tickets after free tickets. For Addison's birthday, we waited. I was like, listen, it's a game in December. It's going to be cold. Why don't we just wait? Everyone, we know we're going together. There's going to be plenty of tickets. Why don't we just wait? And Quest is like, all right, I got 4. All right, you need 2? Hold on. Don't buy it. I got you 2. I'm like, what are you doing? How are you getting all these tickets? He's like, Twitter. He's like, I'm all over Twitter. Jets Twitter. The people don't want to come. You're the man, Quest. That was fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to smoke and debate.
Hey, how
What's
you
up,
doing,
Ricky?
Nick?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right, not bad. You'll probably find I'm much more articulate today than yesterday. My last couple of calls flopped a bit, but I think just being deprived of sleep, it was kind of hard to keep my train of thought, and but I'm much better. But you know, when you clock 120 hours in 9 days, that's what ends up happening to you. The money is nice, but the toll it took on my body.
Yeah, it does. It does take a toll.
Yeah, it was a lot, man. But yeah, so after last night's show, I slept and slept and slept all the way through the day until about 6 o'clock this evening, and now I feel better. I feel like myself again. So.
Yeah, I can speak from personal experience. Hydrate.
Yes,
man. Especially with that Florida
absolutely.
heat and you're in that building. Make sure you get your fluids in, brother.
Oh yeah, I got I've got a subscription for Liquid IV now, so it comes a big bag of it every month, and man, I swear by that shit. I mean, that stuff really keeps me alive during the summertime down here.
Oh,
But
sure. I'm sure. You got to go in
man.
tonight?
No, I gotta go back tomorrow, but not tonight. Thank goodness. So yeah, just sitting back and enjoying some Jets talk, and man, I'm really psyched. I'll tell you what, you know, maybe there's some naysayers out there that heard Aaron Rodgers go into Pittsburgh, and for whatever reason they thought that would be an L. I'm marking down W as soon as I heard it.
100%.
I'm like, man, you know what? That makes me want to rush out somewhere and put like $50 on the Jets for that game, because I'll tell you what, you know, even if Pittsburgh manages to take away, you know, some of our offensive weapons, Justin Fields can run. The only thing that Rodgers is going to run is his mouth if he goes on McAfee. That guy can't fucking move.
I like it.
You know, he's going to run that same antiquated offense, and somebody is like, oh well, Pittsburgh isn't going to, you know, will run a different offense, and it's like it doesn't matter what they run. He's going to check out of it. That's what he does. And you know what? I'm glad to see somebody else have to deal with the shit show and you know, all the extra garbage that goes along with him, and not us for a change. You know, I'm glad that we're not going to.
If you learned anything, Ricky, it's that it'll never be Aaron Rodgers' fault. It'll be someone else's fault. It's never Aaron Rodgers' fault. 12 losses in one season. Someone else's fault, man. It's not his.
Yeah, well, I've said it a million times. Aaron Rodgers is like the ultimate high maintenance girlfriend. When he gets his way, everything is fine. But as soon as he doesn't, all of a sudden you got problems. And
yeah, you know what I'm most excited about for the opener? I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't think many people would think this is what I'm looking forward to. Sure, I want to beat the pants off of Rodgers. I want to punish him. I don't want to see anyone get injured. I don't root for that.
No,
I'm a dad whose son plays. I've been a coach for many years. I don't ever want to see somebody get injured. I want to see somebody get their brains beaten in. But
yes,
the biggest thing that I want to see that day, 0 sacks from TJ Watt, because that means Olu and Membu are elite pass protectors. That to me is the game within the game. If we can hold Highsmith and Watt to no sacks, and we're literally stalemating somebody like TJ Watt time and time again, guys, that is a launching pad of happiness for Jets fans.
Absolutely. And you know what's funny is earlier today, I believe it was on Twitter, I was looking, and there was a thing about Devontae Adams and how he's helping Puka and those guys with their releases and shit. And it's like, wow, it sounds like he's actually being a teammate and a leader over there. When he got here, all he wanted to do was announce from his high horse that he wasn't happy with our effort at practice and make us look like the clown show that he was here to save. You know, kind of same thing as Rodgers.
Yep.
But
I want to be like Green Bay. I want to get better without you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to say goodbye to B-Mac, who can go eat a sack and put balls on his chin. Have a good night.
Yeah. I don't know if that's real B-Mac or fake. That might be
Bernard
real.
Nixon is the real B-Mac. It's Bernard Nixon with a brown background and the letter B. That's not him. It's somebody with no life.
Yeah, it's an even bigger loser. You know. At any rate,
and he got upset that I called out that his name was Nutty Squirrel, and yesterday he changed it to someone else's name, and now today he changed it to Bernard B-Mac. So, get a life.
Yeah, I don't get that, but at any rate,
yeah. How bad? Right, Rick Kent? How bad does your life have to be that you're pretending to be B-Mac?
I know, that's what I'm
if
saying.
If you want to pretend to be someone in life, Ricky, aim upward. Like Matthew Smith with the GPM account. Aim to something better.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, you know, a fake Nick Shine, a fake Jake Asman, I could see it maybe, but like a fake B-Mac? Like, really? I don't know. Yeah, the bar is set pretty low there.
Matt, great comeback, Matt. Great comeback, man. I lobbed it up for you and you crushed it. Good job.
Man, you know, when I think about the Devontae Adams, which my wife was, as you know, was doing laundry last night during the show. One of the things that got washed was a Devontae Adams Jets T-shirt, and as soon as it came out of the dryer, I was like, that can go in the work shirt pile now, along with the Bryce Huff shirts and that, you know, those can be rags to wash the car or whatever. I'm not going to be wearing that around. But the thing is the whole reason that Aaron Rodgers came here is because of the ass whipping we gave them in Green Bay. And he saw it firsthand. This defense is damn good.
Is that why he went to Pittsburgh? Because they whipped his ass last year on Sunday night?
It could be. it could be.
He had 12 teams to choose from.
Yeah, right.
Or 11 because Buffalo beat us twice.
Well, yeah. Technically, I guess it would be 11. But you know what? Devontae came here because this team was built to win now. Aaron Rodgers came here because this team was built to win now. We have, you know, I mean, we did have a lot of turnover, but we still got both of our linebackers. We still got Q up front and Jermaine and McDonald. We've still got Sauce and Michael Carter. I mean, a lot of the defenses.
Not many losing teams have 3 All-Pros on their defense. Not many losing teams have 3 All-Pros on their defense. You know, that's usually a winning team trait. So maybe coaching and changing it up a little bit, we'll get right back to that elite level.
Yes, and that's the thing is we should not have had a losing team with this roster. Like, you know, I mean, everybody, all the experts, all the analysts, everybody, you know, that's why all the hype was so big when Rodgers first got here, because we, you know, essentially everyone thought we were a quarterback away. But there's no reason without better coaching. And we all know Salah was so married to his system and so unwilling to change and so unwilling to adapt. Uh, you know, and then we hear like, oh, well, that's because Salah's defense is designed to protect a lead. When the fuck did we ever have a lead? Like, to me, that all of a sudden, like, the more I keep hearing that, the more that's a glaring problem to me because your chances of having a lead are kind of 50-50, But,
Yeah.
so what happens if you don't have a lead and that's all your defense is good for? Like I think we saw,
Yeah.
and
And David D comes in with a comment saying it's good to see Josh Reynolds high praise of Aaron Glenn. They were together in Detroit. Uh, let me ask you something, Ray.
Let
me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do we add another wide receiver? Do you think they go in with this group of receivers, or do you think it's just? I know a scheme can get people open, and I know a scheme can help players. They can complement one another if the scheme is really good. But even then, do you think that the depth at wide receiver is good enough to scare people off and back up 8 out of the box, or do you think we got to add to it?
I mean, if it was me, I would add somebody. I think right now, I don't think they're going to add anybody right now. However, once training camp starts, if guys aren't stepping up and guys aren't getting it done, I think they'll bring somebody else in. But I think they're going to wait to see. You know, which, by the way, Joe Blewett did a good video about Josh Reynolds. And how if he can duplicate 2023, he'd be the perfect wide receiver too. Last year he had a real bad year, but mitigating factors, whatever. I don't know.
I would like another guy, Ricky, that you've heard me break it down. Garrett Wilson's your Swiss Army knife, right? Lazard's your physical guy. Arian Smith's your deep burner. Josh Reynolds is your, complimentary veteran. I would like another guy who, not at Garrett's level, but another guy who can do more than just be a specific role piece. Like a guy with a little more substance than what we have in the depth department there. I don't think Lazard is good enough. Like I would like an upgrade over Lazard. And now you're backing Lazard down into a 3. And now he can be your run blocking guy also. If you have Ruckert and Lazard out there and you want to do RPOs and get out wide with Reese and Fields, I like Lazard out there blocking the edge. But in terms of passing attack, I don't want Alan Lazard being a number 2. Alan Lazard was never very good. He's always the guy who's had potential because he had Rodgers. So they had good passing attack. He was never good. I mean, he's barely been nice. You look at his career, it's been a disappointment, in terms of never putting up big numbers, never putting up big receptions, never putting up big yardage. And I don't think it's going to be better now that he's not with Rodgers. I think it's going to be significantly worse.
Yes, I agree. And even as a guy that, it's been quite a while ago, but as a guy who at one time had Alan Lazard on a fantasy team, I can tell you, like, even on the years where he was having a really good year, he didn't stay healthy those years. Like, I don't think he's ever had a full season where he was productive start to finish. Like, it was either like a real good start, then got hurt, or just inconsistent all the way through.
Yeah.
And, for all those people that went, oh man, Arian Smith, blah, 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 he had all these drops in college. Dude, we had Alan fucking Lazard. Are you kidding me? I mean, that guy, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Smith isn't blocking at 6'1", 181. He's not playing the wood.
No.
I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, but I was just speaking strictly about drops right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's absolutely not going to block. But
if any of these guys go down, there's not a guy that can fill in for them because I love a wide receiver room where everyone complements one another, right? Like you need that. But
this is
nobody
going to
can
sound
fill in
really
if any of these guys go down. Nobody can be your physical blocker like Lazard. Nobody can be your deep threat like Smith. Like there's not a lot. Nobody can be your little gadget guy like Corley, you know, and nobody
yeah.
can fumble as
What's
much as
the
Gibson.
I should probably know this since I'm from Tampa, but what's the kid's name from Tampa that they signed the receiver?
Wasn't it from a guy from was it Wilson?
No, Pokey Wilson was from FSU, but there's another guy.
We
Somebody in the
signed the
chat.
guy from the Rams.
Is it like? Oh God,
I'm pulling it
I
up
can't.
right now.
I can't think of his name. Is it? I keep wanting to say like Tyler
So the
Johnson.
depth chart is Wilson, Lazard, Reynolds, Malachi Corley, Tyler Johnson,
Tyler
Arian
Johnson.
Smith. Tyler Johnson. Yeah, he was with the Rams last year. And he was with the Rams the last 2 years and Tampa the 2 years before.
Before that, okay.
He's got, for his career, he's got 76 catches, 828 yards, and 4 touchdowns in his career. So I
Yeah,
don't think we can put too much stock there.
yeah, that's not going to be nearly good enough. I think at some point we have to add a veteran. Like it might not be the big name veteran that everybody's clamoring for, but I think definitely, and I would like a more rounded guy like you're talking about that brings more than one thing to the table. And what was really interesting is I was listening to Connor Rogers and Sycamore talking about receivers, and they were talking about the Ram guys, Puka and Cooper Cup, and they were like, but when it comes to blocking, those two guys are fucking monsters. And you can never have a long run without receivers who block downfield for you. And, I was like, you know what? That's a really good point. And naturally, everybody knows that Puka and Cooper Cup are both good receivers, but I think that their blocking is kind of an overlooked thing. You know what? Like, I mean, obviously, you can't go out like Hines Ward and just take a guy's head off, anymore necessarily. But, dude, like, Lavernius Coles, we've had some guys that were good, that were physical, that would block downfield. And it's been a minute, but I like that. I like the fact that Glenn is emphasizing that all the receivers are going to block. If you want to see the ball, you're going to block. I think things like that are going to help us. I think that, when it comes to defense and, priority number one is stopping the run, and that's the way that Glenn's philosophy is. I think that is going to help us out a lot. And that could be, just a change in scheme, the change in coaching that I think is going to drastically help our run defense. And, I think we're just going to get a really different looking product this year than we've had the last couple of years. From an approach standpoint, from an effort standpoint.
Give me 1 second, Rick. I gotta. Hey, Pete. Talking about a pathetic franchise, it's been almost a decade since your team's won a playoff game. So you're not doing much with your 9-8 seasons. So eat a dick. It's been a decade since the nostalgic great Steelers have won a playoff game. And it shouldn't even count because your last one was against the Dolphins. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You won 2 that year, but you lost in the conference championship. It's been a while since you guys have won a playoff game. You want to hear the teams that you've lost to? The Jaguars. You gave up 45 points to the Jaguars in the playoffs. You lost to Cleveland. You gave up 48 to them. You lost to the Chiefs. Gave up 42 to them. You lost to the Bills, who can't do shit in January. And you lost to the Ravens. So, suck it.
Yeah, it's funny that some of these fan bases like Miami talking like they've done something when they haven't done shit in ages as well. Like just because you made
Excuse
the
me, Ray.
playoffs a couple
Excuse
of
me.
times,
I'm in troll shit talk mode. Forgive me right now.
go ahead.
We know we haven't been there. We don't go around entering other people's chats pretending to be great, being pompous Pete from Pittsburgh. We don't do that shit. We sit here, we talk about our team. You came to this show. I promise you, if you do a show, none of us will be there. Maybe Nate, because he enjoys that shit, and then he'll tell us and we'll go watch him troll. But other than that, Pete, we don't give a fuck about your team. I don't know why you care about us. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. But again, if you're going to talk shit, come here and talk intelligent shit. Rogers can't light up anything except the fucking emergency room. So chill out. I like when Nate thinks that AFC East is where Pittsburgh plays.
Yeah, like so, I don't know. That's almost like the Cowboys fans. Like Cowboys have had as many playoff games as us in the last 2 decades, but theirs were all like one and done. At least our 4 playoff games way back with Rex were ones that we won. Except obviously the Steelers game we didn't win. But wasn't that their last like really significant postseason win? Was when they knocked us out, the Steelers. They haven't really done anything. They haven't
That was the
gone
last
deep
time
in
they
the
went to the
playoffs
Super
since
Bowl.
then.
They beat us, yeah. That was the last time that they made the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We should have won that game.
Dude, there's
If
been
that team would have, if the Jets would have walked into that building with half the intensity that I did, we would have won that game 40-0.
well, yeah. You know what? Our defensive line got put on roller skates at the beginning of that game, and we let them get ahead. And I'll say it a million times. Like if there was 5 more minutes left in that game, we fucking win. We just ran out
Or
of time.
if Schottenheimer would have just said, LT, Joe, go jump 4 times from the 1 yard line, you're going to get in. It should have been LT jump with the best offense, and we throw twice from the 1 yard line, and 2 of them get batted down.
Yeah, like that year we should have won. The Doug Bryan year, which still makes me sick to my stomach. We should have won. But there was another year too, and dude, whenever I think about it, I kind of think about like that Kansas City game where Jermaine was getting held and it was real obvious, everybody could see it. Dude, there was a game that we played against the Raiders, and it was a situation like that, like 3rd down, looks like we're gonna stop them, and all of a sudden I'm watching Jets players getting held everywhere, and like there's referees right there, no one's throwing a flag. And they let old ass Charlie Garner run all the way down the field and score, and it knocks us out of the playoffs. And the Raiders go on to get their ass beaten by the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl that year. And that's another fucking year that should have been our year.
Yes,
there was that year, the Doug Bryan year. We should have been beating Pittsburgh if not for the slow start with Rex. And also in '98, like those were the 4 years in my lifetime that I think a Super Bowl was right there in our hands and got snatched away.
Yeah. Yep. The play that kills me the most. Obviously, if I could change one play in Jets history, it'd be Mo Lewis hitting Drew Bledsoe. That would be the play I change if given the opportunity. But Keith Byers fumbling with Romanowski in the '98 AFC Championship before halftime, to me, is the most devastating play because we were going in to score. That drive was great. And then we don't. It's 3-0. We score to start the second half. 10. It would have been 17-0 potentially, or at least 13-0. That changes a lot when you're down like that, And they hit that flea flicker, and then after that, they had all the momentum. But that was the team. That was the coaching staff. That was everything that year. That team was perfect. Vinny looked like an all-pro. 28 touchdowns, I think 7 interceptions.
Yeah.
Everything was just perfect that year. Curtis, the offensive line,
Curtis.
Belichick running the defense. Everything was perfect that year.
It really was. And I mean, and you know, obviously the next year Vinny got hurt, but like even after that, like even, you know, when we transitioned from Vinny to Chad, like during those, you know, what I
Yeah.
call like the Martin Mawai era of Jets
Yeah.
football, early 2000s, dude, every week I went into Sunday convinced we were going to win, like no doubt in my mind at all, because we were in the playoffs damn near every year back then, you know, and then after Herm Edwards, things, you know, kind of changed, and that wasn't the case anymore. But like that same old Jets narrative, like that shit pisses me off. It irritates me. And granted, you know, I haven't been here since the '60s, like some people. You know, uh, I became a Jets fan, you know, when Parcells got here, and so my first memory of a Jets fan was us winning as
Yeah.
a good team, as a playoff team every year.
Yeah.
And I still remember how that feels, and I miss that shit. And
Yeah.
finally,
It was
I
a
think
shock when
that,
we were bad. Like it took a horrible injury for us to be bad. Like it took Chad breaking his hand. You know, it took crazy things in that decade for us to be bad because Bill Parcells set that team up for success with those drafts. And that spiraled into the Herman Edwards era and Mangini and then into Rex. We had good structure. Why can't we have it again? I do have a crazy trivia question. Since we mentioned Keith Byers, something I just found out recently. Anyone take a guess? How many career receptions does Keith Byers have as a fullback? Ricky, you want to take a guess first before the chat starts firing them off? Career receptions, fullback.
no idea.
Give me throw a number out. Take a guess for a fullback in the 80s and 90s. I
God,
think he started in 87 or 88. Lane says 4. No, not 4. Quest says 45.
59.
Not 59. I'll tell you right now, he's had years with more than 59 receptions.
Really? Okay, shit.
I was shocked when I looked up his numbers.
463. I'm gonna go way high.
Not high enough.
Wow. Okay.
I want to check something real quick before I say it. I think this is true. He's got more career receptions than Wayne Corbett.
Really?
He does. Corbett's got
Okay. Wow.
580. Keith Byers has 610 receptions in his career as a fullback.
Wow.
He was a
Holy
tight
shit.
end fullback a little bit in Philly, but 610 catches for Keith Byers. I was shocked because I pulled up his stats when we were talking about him one night in the DP, and I'm like, you guys aren't going to believe these numbers. Rushing, he never did anything, but he was that fullback tight end.
Question: Does he have more career receptions than Richie Anderson? Because he caught a lot of balls for us.
I think for us. Yeah, I don't think Richie has more career receptions than Corbett.
No, probably not. Yeah, now that you say it that way, probably not.
Nope. Why is Richie James here? Richie Anderson.
It's spelled with an IE like mine.
Yep. 400 receptions.
Okay, well that's still a lot for a fullback. That's still a lot
Yeah.
for a fullback. Dude, I'll tell you what, man, that playoff game against the Colts, where right at the beginning of the game, Richie Anderson caught that ball
68
in the
yards?
flat and took it down the sideline. Oh my goodness.
So that place became so electric. That play, when my seats were along that sideline. So he caught that in front of us and took it the other way. And we saw the opening and it was wide open. And just from that moment on, there was like a tension in the stadium that released all the tension. And that place went nuts. And if you remember, that was the time where Peyton Manning was doing that muddle huddle shit, where he would get to the line and then make all the changes and do everything at the line of scrimmage. And as he was doing that, the place just got louder. And I didn't have my voice for the entire week. I walked out of there not being able to talk. I know Nate was like 5 years old, but he was probably happy that day.
God, you know what? I've seen some. I've been to a few Jets home games. I've been to Jets games down here. I've been to 3 different Super Bowls that were all here in Tampa. My very first football game ever was a Super Bowl, the Raiders and Redskins Super Bowl.
Lane says you look like the guy from Wayne's World.
I'll take that, I guess.
Which is funny because we're living in Lane's world.
Yeah, right. But I've never gotten to see a Jets playoff game in person. So
Not many have. Not many
I'm a bit
have.
jealous.
It's a very, very small group.
Well, I mean, yes, it's been a while, but like I said, man, like, you know, late 90s, early 2000s, there were quite a few of them for us to have been able to go to. Now, a lot of those were also wild card games that were in other stadiums that weren't in New York.
Yeah.
So, you know, but
yeah, I mean, you look at the games that we've had. You know, we've had the 4 road games or 6 road games in a row. You know, in the Rex years. You know, going to Pittsburgh, New England, Indy, and then Indy, New England, and San Diego.
Dude,
No, England, San Diego, and Cincinnati the year before. And then we went to Pittsburgh.
I was going to say the Doug Bryan year, we were in Cincinnati and in San Diego. So yeah,
we went there, and then we went to Oakland twice, and then Denver, and then Jacksonville's here. So we've only had those 2 home games since '98.
God, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Still not as bad as the Dolphins, though.
No, that's true. They haven't done anything in forever, and I don't know. It's going to be. I want to see how much of a pain in the ass and a distraction Tyreek Hill turns out to be before the end of the year this year.
Oh, it's going to be. Did you see Jalen Waddle? Jalen Waddle came in looking like a fucking tight end. He got massive this offseason.
No,
It just came out the other day on Twitter. If you just Google Jalen Waddle, and recent picture, he's jacked, dude. He put on probably 20 pounds of muscle.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's looking like AJ Brown or something now.
Yeah, he's seriously put on some weight.
Yeah, I had not seen the pictures yet, but after I get off of here, I'm gonna have to look it up because now I'm curious. But
Ricky, thanks for calling in, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not already, go subscribe to those words right there on screen. Ricky, New York Live. Go give his channel some love. Ricky, thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. Have a good night. Everybody have a good night. And go Jets.
Go Jets. Wait, what do you mean it wasn't him? Someone else wore his jersey? Did I get duped? Did I get catfished by a penguin? Charles got catfished by son of a bitch. Damn it. Fucking Twitter. Fuck you, Elon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end. What did we learn today? I'll tell you a couple of things that I learned. I learned that no matter what I do on this show, Nate will never be happy. We talk Jets, not happy. We don't talk Jets, not happy. He's just never happy. He's a curmudgeon. Thank you, New York Jets superfan. If anyone in the chat has any relationship, rapport, connection to Pat Rich, please have Pat Rich reach out to me immediately. He's commented on some of my shows after the fact. So I'm gonna go back to see if I can get in touch with him. He was one of our winners tonight, and I got to get his info. So, chat, as always, if you see him in any other shows, tell him, comment on one of Nick's videos. Nick's got to get in touch with you. He won. Snowball, make sure you text me your address if you are still here, and I will get the Santonio homes out to you. What we're gonna do for those of you who contributed to the show after the raffle went off, which I don't think was anyone. So any raffle entries going forward will be towards the next raffle. I have an idea. I know we did a poll a couple weeks ago of offensive line or defensive line. I was trying to think of something different here. There's a guy on eBay who has mystery boxes. Not those type of boxes, guys. Zip it back up. Lane, that's what I'm asking. I don't know. He's got mystery boxes. It's 10 good names. It's like Joe Namath, Gastineau, Klecko, Revis. I can buy the mystery box, but I'm trying to figure out how to raffle it off. Would you guys want to do a mystery box? Or would you want to go with the defensive guys as planned? As always, I leave it up to you. I was just trying to think of something different to do, and maybe figure out how to structure it. I don't know, but all right. I learned that I fell for the Jalen Waddle jersey swap. That's me. This guy fell for it. I can't shit on Clemens. You know what? If I took away shitting on Nate to shit on Clemens, all right, Rick Kent, mystery boxes suck. All right, it's decided. I've heard that Charles will give away his card info and social security number for a mystery box, though, Rick. There we go. Party with Peg and Artie. I learned raffles aren't rigged. Nick loves and despises Nate. Hell yeah. That's what we're talking about. I learned that whenever Bobby Midnight says he's doing a show, there's no chance in hell that he does a show. Chris, you've clicked in a couple times. You just got to figure out how to unmute the mic. I've seen you pop in. You've had the mute on. I learned that Rick Kent also said that yesterday about Bobby. James Rodriguez, I got a funny thing for you. You're going to get a kick out of this. My son got me a bunch of old Jets yearbooks. This is the game day mag from that playoff game, and on the bottom it says Jets versus Patriots. It doesn't say Patriots. They had a misspelling on the bottom of it, but this is the game day magazine from that playoff game. And they had the Jets, being the Jets, spelled it Patriots. They misspelled the opponent's name on the cover of the playoff magazine. I don't know about a game day. Yes, with baseball cards and things like that, yes. But I don't know. I mean, it's 30 years later, 40 years later now. Snowball, make sure you get me your address, all right, buddy? And I'll send that to you. And Snowball in that lane has been deputized as the Nate police. Tom A's, Pats didn't deserve to have their name spelled correctly. I like it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of the program. Mr. Boomtown, if you would please drop what did you learn today? And thank you, everyone, for your support, for hitting the like button. Let's see if we hit 1,500. I know we were close. We're at 1497. If you're watching and you haven't yet, please subscribe. If your kids are around, grab their tablet, subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 1,500. Boomtown learned if Bob is upset, it's a top tier voicemail. Peg and Artie are the first 100 raffle ticket winners. Rodon may or may not be an asshole. Booty Drizzle is not the name of an actual rapper yet. Maybe he'll be created in a certain Discord group. Bonus, Matt O'Leary is both a shark and a whale of a guest. Commas make all the difference in sentence structure. George Foreman procreated 6 times. I think he procreated more, but he had 6 sons. I think he has a daughter, too. Rick Kent, fact check me. Lane is on board with the Saints signing. Yeah, that was great breaking news. Double bonus, Nate really needs to clean up the potty mouth. Someone got catfished by a penguin? Awesome. Awesome. So I'm thinking about doing something different going forward. I'm bouncing the idea around in my head. I'll have it finalized by the next show since we didn't have any entries yet. But I do owe a raffle entry for Knobcraft, who gifted earlier. And that one went to New York Jets superfan, who's here in the chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will have all of my info for the next raffle. We'll work on the defensive lineman. We'll have some items. We'll figure all that out. And we'll have all that info by next Sunday. We'll have everything finalized by next Sunday. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching. Have a good night. Go Jets. We are 13 Sundays away from being 1-0. And watching Bobby have more ayahuasca live on his show. If you suck, wear a blue hat.
When you have a bad day, give up. Go home and sleep. Fuck it. Try again tomorrow.
I remember when I lost my mind.
Sorry, Nick. I know you are busy at your family, but I still love you. I talk to my relatives too, so I love you very much. Anybody in your family, tell them I love you very much. I know you have a family too, but I love them too. Tell them that, okay? Love you, Nick Stein. You're my homeboy, okay, you little buddy? Here, take it. Bye, thanks. I won't call any shows anymore. Nobody, not Bobby and the guys me, so I'm done with everybody. Everybody protect Bobby. Thank you very much. I think I told Bobby I'm done with him. He's fucking done with me. Next time, I love you very much. But Bobby doesn't understand me. You understand me because I love you very much. Call me Cole. Sorry, Nick.
Did we do number 2 tonight? I gotta remove these. Let's see. We'll add all these. Did we do this?
I don't bother you anymore. But I'm done with Bobby. But you could tell I'm done with him. I'm sorry next time. It's all about Bobby. It's all about Bobby. Except me. Okay, love you, buddy. And next time, Bobby lies to me all the time. So I love you, buddy. Yeah, have a good night. Yeah, let's call tomorrow. We could call tomorrow. I love you, buddy. And Nick, that's my what don't forget. I saw that quite too many times.
All right. And I think we did that one with Snowball. We did that. Here we go. Last one, ladies and gentlemen.
Love you so much. You're my homeboy. And I like your TV show a lot better because you're so nice to everybody. You're not cursing at anybody. You're a nice person. I love you very much. You're on Jake Asman's show with my buddy, Bonesy. I think that's his name, Bonesy. He's so funny. He makes me laugh. Beast, his little hamster. He's so cute.
And shout out to our buddy Dylan, good friend of the show. I did get a tweet from him in a DM. He didn't mention that, but he said he was taking a break. He said he's had a bad month. And this is a time of year where a lot of content creators take their breaks, their little hiatus before training camp starts back up. So sending nothing but prayers and love to Dylan. I'll message him and I'll let him know how much you guys in the chat were being supportive. So thank you, Rick, for letting us know that George Foreman had a child for every round of boxing in a heavyweight match with 12 children. Crazy. And then I'm like Bobby. Sorry. I did ask the question. The show was winding down, and then I started having to look away from the chat. I apologize. I will never take my eyes off the chat or your loving, endearing words again, sir. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end. Let's go out on a crazy note.
Next time, Bobby won't not lie to you. Well, I won't lie to you. But this get your ass on the show. I love you, Nick. You're a good friend. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves you. Just call in. I love you. Nick, you're not a bad person. Buddy, I love you. Bye. Nick Payne, I tell you something. You have to listen to me. You don't listen to anybody else. So I love you very much next time. You're a great guy. I know you're a great guy. Nick, you're not that stupid. But you're a great guy, you know? I love you.
And unfortunately, this guy landed this. Launching a weeble wobble, jump off a curb. Weeble wobble. Hit it, Blitz. We out.
Hey, Shiners. It's a party. My house. Discord party.
Blitz got beat.
Yo, we at Sean's crib about to turn up. Music bumping, party jumping. Please someone fill my cup. We greet each other Merry Christmas and let the jet suck while Bobby yells at scandal. Shut the fuck up. Then Gary intervenes and tells them don't be mean. Eat a stick of butter every day and you'll be lean. Then Santa runs off. I hope he left some gifts because Bobby scared him off. He's on the naughty list. This whole party's lit. Nate Clancy, many more, we hardly fit. And Addison and Weeds bought that Marley spliff. I licked on my lips cause old Jenna G make my heartbeat skip. Damn Charles Gorman, was that a fart you ripped? Too much egg in your the hot dogs and chips. Now I want my dip. Tell me where the hell is Santa? He ran so quick. I checked the bath.
Blitz got beat.
Gentry covered in football. Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime as Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best best show on YouTube, bro, it's easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick